What's up, guys? Ignore what I'm doing right now. The camera likes to be a little bit annoying sometimes. But yeah, we're back. And actually, there's something I've noticed when I looked at my video thing. So, to give a little bit of context, I made for the first time, finally after a long while, a reaction kind of video. Because for those who don't know, I have a tendency to be very, let's just say, content creation brain oriented kinda. So like when I'm not streaming and when I'm not recording, I automatically react and do commentary on videos as I watch them, as if it's second nature to me. Like I'm literally like that when I'm not recording or not streaming or anything, which is kind of wasteful in a way. And I decided that, you know what, I want to actually try and just make at least just one reaction video. And even though I think I understand enough about the community guidelines when it comes to like YouTube and all this stuff, it is still a little bit scary because you are technically... So the thing is, if you want to do reaction content, you need to follow the rule called fair use. But many people don't know how to actually do it. I do, but people don't do it right. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you do reaction type of content, the number one thing that fair use actually means, that people don't actually fully understand, is that fair use means that if you, let's say the video that I made last time, the very first reaction video that I made, where I reacted to a video about Charlie discussing about why relationships, what is happening with my finger? Where relationships are, why they don't last, and why many people, or most people rather, end up breaking up. And me and her, again, I react to her video, so I'm not talking with her. I'm not friends with her, I don't know her personally, but I wanted to react to this video because I think I have the pretty much almost same, if not the same, kind of mindset as Charlie does in that video about the topic that she speaks about. And it turns out that a lot of people like that video because it has gotten more views than most of my videos on YouTube. So even though there isn't really much more than the amount of views to tell whether or not someone likes what I'm making, I think it is pretty much a good indicator of that maybe I should probably try to do that more in the future. As in, try to do more reaction videos where I actually comment and give, express my opinion and explain scenarios I've been through. So there's also a little bit of relatability in what I'm doing, so that I'm not only talking out of my ass, or it doesn't sound like I'm just talking out of my ass. And yeah, it's again, the thing about making reaction videos is you have to understand, and I will say this again, you have to understand what fair use actually means. Fair use means if you are to use someone else's content, you need to change it enough to the point where it isn't just you re-uploading the video. And no, making a reaction video and just be like, hahaha, yeah, oh that's cool, that's not enough. No, that doesn't count. You have to actually pause the video, you have to commentate, you have to express your opinion and actually do commentation. You have to actually do a commentary on the video. That is what you need to do. If you don't do that, then it counts as just re-uploading another person's video and thereby making it literally copyright. What they can literally like do copyright on you, a copyright claim your video. So I'm just saying, again, many people don't understand this, but if you want to do reaction content, there isn't really much more to it than that you have to basically transform the content, as in the video you're reacting to, so much that it isn't just the same or almost the same as watching the video by yourself. You have to literally pause a lot and commentate, give your opinion, and debate and discuss about whatever it is the video is about. And if it is something where it's just like funny, silly moments, well, you could come up with stories, small stories that are kind of similar to whatever it is that the funny moments are. Instead of giving an opinion on something, you can then talk about something that's relatable. You don't have to do reaction videos where you need to do commentary. You don't need to do that, but you need to. Well, you do need to do commentary, but you do not need to specifically give your opinion. You just need to transform the content so much that it makes sense, and as in what you're talking about related to the video, or you have to change it so much that again it just isn't the same as watching the video by yourself. Like it actually is another video. And that's why, even though the time where I made the reaction video where I reacted to Shy Lily's video, even though the video that I watched were 14 minutes long. Try and guess how long the video that I made in the final result actually were. The final video of me reacting to Shy Lily, to a 14 minutes video, ended up being a video that was 42 minutes long. That is, now you don't have to go that far, that's a little bit extreme, okay? But I'm just saying, if you're really good at what you're talking about, or you really have an opinion about something, it isn't a bad idea necessarily to make the video that long, because at that point that's not the same video anymore. But yeah, that's just something I want to talk about. So I think I might be doing some more reaction videos in the future. Again, I say videos, most of the content I do is just me live streaming and then edit it into a shorter form that I can then upload on YouTube. So it isn't really the same as just recording a video, because if I was to record a video, I can then cut out, well, I can already do that, or I can still do that if it's just a stream, but it's a little bit more like under control if you do recordings rather than streams. But that's also the reason why many VTubers choose to, even though you can't really call them VTubers because they stream, so they should be called V-streamers, not VTubers, because if they were VTubers, they would make YouTube videos on YouTube as a virtual persona, aka a VTuber. That is literally what a VTuber is. But I get it. Again, many VTubers always end up being, they just had the name VTubers and then they accidentally end up being streamers anyways. And the thing is, you can still be a VTuber and stream, or you don't have to be a VTuber, you still can be a streamer in general and make videos and actually make it look good or make it work. The thing is though, if you want to be a content creator, whether being a VTuber, a streamer, or whatever you name it, you need to realize one thing, and you need to understand this one thing. And it is that if you want to make videos, and you also really want to stream, but you mostly want to stream, you need to arrange and prepare your streams in a way so that when you edit it, you have to do less work when editing the video, so the stream is already like scheduled and prepared in a way where it makes it very easy for you to edit it into a video. That's what many people do, although VTubers don't do it that much. That's very few VTubers who does it to that series of an extent when it comes to arranging the stream so it feels like a video, but it is still technically a stream. From what I've seen, mostly it is actual streamers and not VTubers that are very good at arranging their streams in a way where it feels more as if you're watching a video. Not saying that it isn't a stream. I'm just saying it's easier to then afterwards edit it into a video. That's what you should always be focusing on, by the way. If you ever want to do VTubing, YouTubing seriously, you need to arrange every single stream you do into a way that is very, very, very easy to turn into a video that's actually entertaining. Don't just like be random and upload all these like random clips. I mean, it might work, but at the same time, if you want to do it seriously, you should actually know what it is you're doing. And though you can't really call me a serious VTuber as of now, because though I tend to be more serious about many things in my life, I decided back in August that I also mentioned this in some previous streams, that I will still be streaming every Friday, but I will not be taking YouTube or VTubing as seriously as I thought initially, because it has literally, like, it has gotten to my it's literally ruined my mindset to a point where I got so stressed, and I'm still kind of dealing with it right now, where I had trouble playing a video game and actually just playing a game without needing to record it all the time. I don't need to record a video every single time I play a game. This is a thing that I can guarantee you this, it doesn't matter if you're a VTuber or YouTuber, every single content creator have been going through this phase, and many probably still deal with this to an extent, even if they have somehow cottoned down on it a bit, as in like they don't have the content creator brain turned on constantly when they are not doing content creation. For some it's easier than others, but I'm still dealing with it a little bit because I've always had the issue all the way from like when I was little, had the like literally all the way in like kindergarten. I had the problem of like I would not even go home when my mom come and picked me up before I was done whatever it is I was doing. Like, I shit you not, imagine a little Anrex in like the age of like 4 to 5 years old, and he would not move, he would not be willing to go home before he was done with whatever it is he was doing. I have been this way ever since I was a little kid, and it is sometimes to the extremes where I either forget to eat, or rather more likely I eat extremely late, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up, and then I use many hours on working on some other stuff, like learning how to 3D model, draw, all of these things. And though I have gotten somewhat good at some of the skills, well, I would say actually that I have gotten so good at 3D modeling, in fact, that if you told me to make a 3D model of a character, specifically characters, because that's what I'm best at, I would be able to without much issue. Now, would it still take time because I do everything manually and I don't use any like cheap tricks to make things go faster? Yes. But other than that, in general, I will be able to make a character. And this is actually a thing. I actually thought of something. So next year, I want to make a 3D model that my friend Frapsia can use in VRChat. Don't know who Frapsia is. She has been featured in a lot of my VRChat videos, which I want to emphasize this. For some weird reason, YouTube have restricted, and not in the way that you think. Let me just explain something here. There is a mode on YouTube that you don't actually know whether or not it's turned on unless you manually check. And you can literally check it right now. Go into YouTube right now. Go up in your corner where your account is, and then click on it. And if you hover your mouse down, you will see something called restriction mode or restricted mode. If you click on, basically, just click on your YouTube profile picture up in the corner while you're watching a YouTube video, and then go down, and then you can click on restricted mode and turn that on. And now, try and go into whatever YouTube channel that you like watching, and you will be surprised by the amount of YouTube videos that you can find, that you have uploaded. Because the thing is, YouTube, even though if there's nothing wrong going on in a YouTube video, like there's nothing sexual, there's nothing wrong, nothing that can be deemed dangerous for minors or people who are not 18. What YouTube will do, even though you literally stated, when you upload a video, you literally tell YouTube in the video that you are uploading if the video is catered towards kids or not. And you also have the option to then make it so that should YouTube hide the video for people who are under 18? No. I always select no, because again, people want everyone does this, by the way. There are two options, and you have to go through these two both. So one is that you either have to have a video be for kids or not kids. I always select I always say that it's not for kids, and then the other one that you have to check off is that you have to say that if YouTube should hide it for kids or not hide it. And most people will say the video is not for kids, and then say that the video should not be hidden for kids, because if they do that, it's gonna be extremely limited and they're not gonna get any views. And also, it is the parents' responsibility to make sure what the kids have access to. However, if you make an account, if you literally log in with a YouTube account, okay, and you have said that you are not 18 years old, YouTube will actually automatically restrict all of the videos that they claim is not appropriate for kids. But they will not say that the video is age restricted under your own YouTube analytics. So none of my YouTube videos are age restricted, but YouTube age restricts the videos anyways without actually stating it in any of my videos. And the problem is, none of my videos have anything that is inappropriate towards kids. Nothing in any of my videos have anything that's inappropriate towards kids. Or what I say fuck sometimes. Oh no, oh my god, oh the world is going under, oh no, oh my kid can't handle hearing the word fuck. Well, even though I actually try and listen it and say frick or what the heck or what the foul, which is just me making the meme of like what the foul is just FOV, which is literally a shortened sentence for field of view. So it's literally something that actually exists. But I'm just saying, for some reason, YouTube restricts most of my videos. In fact, you can't see any of my VODS highlights if you're not under 18. And even though many people don't talk about this, this is actually a big problem for many people. And the thing is, most people don't even know that their videos are being restricted, because YouTube does not classify their videos as age restricted. They just restrict their videos anyways without stating. And the thing is, again, there's nothing in any of my videos. There are so few of my videos that are not restricted that you can watch if you're under 18. And you might be, well, why would you make videos where even though you say that it's not towards kids, you shouldn't hide them? Because that's what everyone does on YouTube, by the way. That's literally everyone does this. If they didn't, they would have to be forced to either make videos for people who are over 18, which, by the way, if you do that, you are gonna have so limited amount of views and subscribers and people who want to follow you. Because one, if you do that, again, that's gonna be so few people. That's literally why. Because most people who are on YouTube either kids or teenagers, and that is just a fact, okay? So unless I want to be boring and be like kid thing, which I don't want to make kid content. However, just because I don't want to make kids content, that doesn't mean that the videos that I make is only something adults can watch. Because you know what? It isn't. I can promise you 100%, 100 million% that none of my videos on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, none of the videos are inappropriate towards kids. But for some reason, YouTube decided to restrict 95% of my videos, even my shorts, so that they can't watch them. Which hinders my actual exposure. Because right now, the thing that I focus on, since I can't be serious as a VTuber, is I just focus on having exposure while still trying to enjoy everything and not be as serious about literally anything, because I need to be more laid back. I don't want to be my old self, my old kindergarten kid self, where I just took everything a little bit too seriously all the way up till now. I want to actually be more laid back, but it just annoys me when I put so much effort into having videos and shorts, TikTok that can be uploaded automatically, and then for some reason YouTube, out of all the platforms, decides to be like, nah, inappropriate. No, it's not. I would really like YouTube to explicitly tell me what part of my videos are inappropriate towards kids. Because if it's just the F word, if it's just the F-U-C-K word, fine. I was already planning on minimizing it, or even better, completely remove it, so I just say frick or what the heck, or even if I don't, I would just cut it out when I have to make the video. It's that simple. So like, dude, what? And the thing is, here's the thing. I have made Twitch clips that gets uploaded actually as videos and not shorts that will be coming out, which I already have started a little bit if you watch my newest videos on YouTube. And in some of those YouTube videos, I have literally muted so you can't hear me saying the F-U-C-K word. But here's what I noticed. The AI does not care. Because if you only mute the video, okay? If you only mute the audio part, not remove it, but if you only mute it so you can't hear it, it still counts. So you have to remove the literal audio part of that clip for the AI to not recognize it. Because I have cut out a few good amount of times in my audio where I say the F-U-C-K word, and it still counts. How do I know that? Well, again, I don't know. It's my only guess, because the only thing that would make sense why YouTube keeps restricting most of my videos is because I say the F-U-C-K. Even though for the most of the time, I say it in a funny manner. I don't go around and say it constantly. I say it a few times. Like maybe once or something. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be mean in this. But come on. What are you? Like, seriously. Do you know how many kids use that word anyways? And also, it has never harmed anyone to have it maybe once, okay? Especially if it's just like in a silly way, you're not angry, it's just fooling around. But YouTube like, no. Even if you mute it, we still gonna make it so that it counts. What the hell, YouTube? No. If I cut it out so you can't hear it, that means it counts. So that you shouldn't mark my video restricted. Even though, again, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing happening. I don't understand why YouTube does this. They just need to stop. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, other than that, I do think that I will be trying to do more reaction content in the future. Although I'm still a little bit like stuck on what I should actually react to in the future, because I have absolutely no idea. It was just because that one-off video was Charlie I wanted to like react to, because she had an opinion what I thought I could like also talk about. Because another thing she also mentioned in the video is that she wanted a male perspective, but the thing is, I'm probably not the ideal guy to give a perspective on that specific video, even if everything that Charlie says about why relationships doesn't work and everything, why it doesn't work, even though I agree 100% with everything she said, I have never done any dating. I have done none of those things. I know nothing. In fact, if we do not count shaking people's hands when they greet each other, or if we don't, and if we also don't count giving your family members a hug when you say hi, when they invite you over to a party, something, you know, like you hug them in the entrance and then you go in. If we do not count those two things, I haven't experienced human touch in all of my life. I know that sounds crazy, but I haven't. If you do not count those two things, then I have never experienced human touch or cuddling or whatever you want to call it. I've never experienced any of those things. Never. And the thing is, this is literally a thing that is actually a requirement for survival. I didn't know this, by the way. I was curious, so I got into research. So it turns out that, again, what do you need to survive? You need water, you need food, of course. You also need to actually move, even if it's only a minimum of something, I don't know, you do need to move. That is basically what you need also, because if you don't move at all, it will hurt on your body. But there was another requirement too. You need human touch to survive too. So I might be a little bit screwed. Because I haven't had, if you do not count shaking people's hands when you greet each other, or giving your family members a hug when you say hi in the entrance because you're invited to a party and then you go in. If we do not count those two things, then I haven't experienced human touch in 24 years. So I might be a little bit screwed. I'm just saying. That's also why, like, again, I like, in my mind, theoretically, everything that I said in that video is still true. Everything that I said in the video where I reacted to Charlie roasting Unge Bungeman is 100% my opinion also. That is exactly the same way I think. But I also stated the number one issue that I've had ever since I was a little kid, as I mentioned before, which is that I am extremely goal-oriented in literally everything that I do. That includes my friends, that includes my family members, it includes everything I do in my day-to-day life, even when I'm not working. Everything. And it can be stressful, but so the thing is, again, I'm not really that much of a guy who's like, oh, I have too big of a pride. I can say when I'm wrong, okay? I can say when I'm wrong. I can admit it. That's an issue. The biggest issue with me is that I'm way too stubborn. And I know this might sound like I'm being a little bit of what's it called? Like I'm being a little bit of like too full of myself, but trust me when I say this. No one on this planet is more stubborn than me when it comes to what I do. As in, what I want to do. No one on this planet is more stubborn than me. And again, it goes in everything that I want to do. Whether it being learning something, getting better at something that doesn't have to be about learning, but just like mentally look at things, everything. And yes, as I said before, it also goes into the same thing with more friends. Not in the same way where like, oh, I have to do this with my friend, or like I have to play this game, I have to. That's not how I think. No. When I'm together with my friends, that's where I put everything aside. Literally everything aside. I forget everything. I forget what I mean with a VTuber. I forget that I make content. Anything. And at least I try my best to it, because when I'm together with my friends, I see that as a break. In the same way that like when you are at work and when you want to take a break, that's the same way I look at my friendships, which could kind of both be a mean and not so mean way, because that also means that you like relaxing and chilling out with your friends, but at the same time it also means that you might be so focused on work that you tend to overly think of like, oh, you can only talk with your friends when you have done something, even if it isn't something that's necessary, that needs to be done. So I am very much the extreme in that, and that's where like I need to stop. I need to stop and just lay back and be able to do this also when I'm not together with friends. Because if I can't do that, then any opportunity of becoming friends with any new people and meeting new people and actually getting to learn people, having a good time, that's going to be very, 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 very impossible, or difficult, if not impossible, indefinitely. It's going to be very, very difficult to do. So yeah, it's something that I'm working on. Again, I've been working on a lot of stuff mentally, mostly mentally, through my life, because I am very much an overthinker. And again, even though I tend to say that my stubbornness is legendary, you can both say that it's a curse and a blessing. It's a blessing because it makes it so extremely easy for me to get into the mindset of, I just need to do this. I just need to get this done. It doesn't matter if I want to do that or not. It just needs to be done. It makes it so extremely easy for me to do anything. But it also restricts myself to the extremes so that I don't do anything else before I'm done doing that one thing. Meaning that I have trouble putting a certain amount of percentage into doing multiple things, instead of what I have always been doing, which is I tend to always put 100% into the one thing that I'm doing, and then I will not be doing anything else before I'm done with it. And I need to stop. I need to stop doing that, because it's gonna ruin my mind in the future, and any possibility of having any new friends in the future too. Because then, again, as I said before, this goes for everything. So let's say that I was working on a 3D model, and let's say that I'm not allowed to play games, I'm not allowed to watch YouTube, I'm not allowed to talk with my friends before I'm done doing this thing. That is extremely normal for me to have that mindset. But sometimes I just need to lay back, need to stop, because again, even though I don't want to talk too much about it, because I want to move away from this, about talking about this, but I'm gonna say this very shortly. In the movie that I was working on, I literally used like from the late December of 2022 all the way up to like midway of 2024. I used every single day, I'm not kidding you, every single day, 6 to 8 hours. Some days it would be only 6 hours, but about 6 to 8 hours every single day, 3D modeling 35 VTubers, technically 36 VTubers, because I was also working on my 4.0, what you see I'm using right now. Every single day, every day, modeling, testing, even trying to figure out stuff out about like coloring and texturing. Yeah, a lot of stuff I was doing. I haven't even textured all the other models yet. I haven't even weight painted all the other models yet. Weight painting is basically the same as just rigging, as in making them so they can move and pose, basically. Right now I'm trying to like calm down and say that I am only allowed to try and finish rigging one VTuber a week, but I don't want to have that be a focus where I need to do it, because it's like, oh, because again, this system, you have to keep in mind the mindset in my head of like why I was doing this every single day, all the way from like 2022 to midway 2024, was because, think of it like this: if I want to make a VTuber movie around 35 other VTubers, and I want a chance for this movie to actually be a thing, even if like we're only talking about me having a trailer, be as in like a concept trailer, not an actual movie that I can upload and showcase. Even if I want that, I need to do it fast, because even though I don't believe of any of the VTubers to be able to or want rather to graduate in the next 5 years, who knows? Nobody knows. Anything can happen. And if I want to have a chance of having anything that I can present to them, then I need to do it fast. But I have just realized that maybe I should just not do that. Maybe I should just take my time and try and actually be able to play games again, socialize, and meet new people, and have new experiences, instead of being so goddamn stuck in this movie. Because again, I could 100% go back to doing this now. 100% I could go back right now and do this. But it's just going to cost me all of the years of my 20s. And then when I get to my 30s, I'm gonna have nothing to talk about that was amazing or fun or had no experience to talk about in my 20s. So again, I decided to do this instead. So I stream once a week, and that's it. I don't edit videos because I already have a lot of videos and stuff that's already edited, that's like gonna be uploaded automatically all the way up to like midway through next year. So I don't need to do anything other than just stream and try and entertain you guys and try and have a good time without being way too serious about it once a week. And I know I can do that. No problem. I know I can do that without any problem. Another thing I also want to talk about. We're gonna switch a little bit of topic right now, because I actually mentioned this also a few times back. I actually kind of want to make a video game. In fact, I thought about, what about making my own VODS chat game? Because I was a little bit tired of the fact that, well, let's just say I'm tired that it's so difficult to find adults to talk to in VODS chat. Which again, I've talked about many times. I'm not going to talk about it. The only thing I'm going to say is, it's annoying that we don't have the ability to make public worlds where it is age restricted. So you can only go in there if you have a certain, I don't know, amount of hours or days or years that you played VODS chat, so you know that they're most likely an adult. Which again, I presented this system last time. In fact, if you want to know, because I think this is actually the most genius idea I've ever thought of how we can fix the age issue, go watch the last Just Chatting stream that I uploaded on my YouTube Watch channel, because I talk about it in depth, and I think it's genius. But to go back on this thing with gaming, or making games, I actually, funny enough, I'm pretty sure I can do about, at minimum, half of the things you need to do myself to be able to make a game. So like, how many things do you need to be able to do to make a game? Well, you need to be able to do programming, and you need to be able to do art, animation, 3D modeling. Again, it depends on if it's a 2D game or 3D game. I want to, of course, make a 3D game because I can 3D model. I have actually gotten so good to 3D modeling that I am pretty sure that I'll be good enough to be able to use that skill to make a game. So I can 3D model, and though I'm not good at art, I will still be able to do the minimum needed to make art. So I can 3D model, I can do the art. Now I don't know how to do how to make music or sound design, but I actually have some equipment that I plan on using specifically for learning how to make music. So I do plan on learning how to do all the music and sound design and whatnot, because I also want to make my own background music I can use on my own variety of like background instrumental music I can use, instead of always using DMCA free music, which I don't get me wrong, I like using it, but the more I can own myself, the better. I know it's just me being paranoid, but I would rather own most, if not all of the things that I use, so that no one can come after me. Because everything you see here, literally everything you see here, I own everything on my stream except the background music. That is the only thing I don't own. Everything else I own 100%. The art, the panels, like literally everything. Like that's it. I own everything that's drawn and made visually. And another thing that's also required, which again, this is something everyone could do in gaming, is testing. Like it's just literally just testing. Everyone can do that. Production, well, I don't know. See, the thing is, I was trying to find specific titles for all the things you need to make a game, but you can't just say you need to do production, because that can be anything. But if you're just talking about making a game, I can pretty much do almost everything except the music part and the programming part. Everything else I can do myself, but I will be able to do the music part in the future. And I forgot this, the animation. Later next year, very likely it's gonna be like late, like in the end of next year, I will start learn how to animate, because I have some courses that have been proven to be very, very, very good for people who want to learn how to animate, and I'm gonna spend a lot of time on that on like by the end of next year. So by the end of next year, I should also have enough knowledge to be able to do animation. So right now I can do art and I can do 3D modeling. And I think that's it. And then again, in 2026, I'll be able to do animation. And at that point, I'll probably also, again, it really depends. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try and figure it out. I just want to learn stuff and have fun with it without being stressed or feeling like I have to be too serious about it. Because that's also, again, a number one key in everything you do if you actually want to enjoy it and not make it into something that you hate later on. You need to be able to take it less seriously if you want to be able to enjoy it seriously in the future. That's at least my perspective. So right now I can do 3D modeling, I can do art. By the end of next year I'll be able to do animation, and hopefully I will then be able to go straight on into doing music, because I want to do rap songs. Yes, that's the thing. Again, I can't sing, so you bet on I'm gonna try and do some rap music. That's gonna be fun. But I also do plan on learning how to sing. But again, that's gonna be only when I have gotten somewhat enough information about how to make music on my PC without knowing how to sing. Because when I know how to do all the music stuff, then I'll move on to do the singing. Because I want to be able to sing. I think the most beautiful skill ever that a person can have is singing. Because not only is singing a skill where, like, again, it says it itself, you can sing. If you can actually learn how to sing. Because the thing is, many people don't actually try and learn how to sing. They do the bare minimum. They don't try to improve, and then they just use auto-tune for the rest. Nah. I don't want to do that. I want to learn how to actually improve and actually be good at singing. I don't want to use auto-tune. I might do it for the fun in the beginning, like a few songs, because I like fooling around with audio waves and audio add-ons. But I want to actually learn the skill. This goes for literally any skill at all. I want to learn any skill truthfully and not just like half-assed it. But again, if you can sing, that means that you'll be able to learn how to do vocal control. And what can you also do, which is really, really fun, if you can do vocal control? voice impressions. I'm gonna have so much fun with doing voice impressions. That's gonna be the funniest shit ever. Because right now I can't really do much. Like what I can do, I can do like Yoda. We must, we like it, dirty, must. I don't know. I don't have any. I don't have lines to say anything. That's like Yoda, and then I have like my evil self, or like me from another universe that's evil, that's trying to kill me and everything else in existence. He's called Adam. His voice is like, so why haven't you tried this Fanta? I'm so bad at this right now. I could do it better, but I don't know. I don't think you know what you are talking about. It's a voice that's very, very hard to do, and the thing is, actually, this voice itself is genuinely a voice that you shouldn't do, because it's actually a voice that can damage your voice over time. It can damage your vocal cords over time, meaning that I am not planning on using this voice a lot. It's going to be like very, very rare, and hopefully I can get to learn how to sing soon so that I don't have to use this anymore. Because if I can learn vocal control, because the only thing that I want for my evil self is I just want a very, very deep voice that is different enough where it doesn't sound like me, or like it sounds so different that I could turn into another person. I want to be able to make, I want to be able to have like a conversation between me, Anrex, and Adam, and make it seem like he's a different person and has a deeper voice than me. That's what I want. So that's why right now, this voice is the only voice that I have that I can make, but I've been actually able to make ever since I was a little kid, by the way. So, but please don't do this voice. It actually damages your vocal cords. So maybe don't do this. I'm just gonna do it very rarely, for fun, and hopefully in the next 1 to 2 years, I will start picking up singing lessons and start doing some extra practice. I do know learning how to sing, that takes years. It's one of those skills where you can't just do it for like 1 or 2 years. No. You have to do it for 5, 10 years if you want to get really, really good, and also actually stay on the schedule. You have to actually do it. You can't just skip a day. You need to do it. And of course, this goes for anything. The more hours you spend on learning something every day, the faster you're gonna get results. But that doesn't mean you should just go for 4 hours every day. Some people might be able to do that. Maybe you should only do half an hour every day. It's different for everyone. Although I will probably, in my situation, I'll probably try and take like the minimum that I need to do in like the first 2 to 3 months, and then I would very likely try and speed it up. So let's say I do half an hour every day training, which I don't think is enough. I feel like time goes by so fast. So I'll probably use 1 hour. So let's say I take 3 months where I have 1 hour each day in those 3 months, where I spend that whole hour on just doing, training to be able to sing, actually be able to sing. And let's say after those 3 months, I then double it. So now I do 3 months where it is 2 hours a day. And then I would likely, if I know myself well enough, if I actually end up liking trying to learn how to sing and have fun with it, I will most likely try to do everything in my power to max it up to the point where I will do lessons, or I will try to learn how to sing 4 hours a day. I can already imagine myself at least between 3 to 4 hours a day. I can very much see myself as doing that if I really end up liking it. Because if I end up liking something, I just forget time and I keep doing it. It was the same with 3D modeling. I ended up using 6 to 8 hours. That was also a little bit extreme, but that was because I really wanted to learn. I didn't want to be stuck or risk being stuck at something. So I just spent way more hours on learning how to 3D model, so that if I ended up being stuck, I would have so many more hours that I could use even after I've done the minimum that I wanted to do, so that I wouldn't stay completely stuck for too long. And though I'm not gonna do it, I don't think I'm gonna do it to that extent when it comes to singing. I don't know, maybe I will. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be more than like maybe 3 to 4 hours a day. If I actually end up liking it and getting good at it. But I will also say this, please, if you wanna learn a skill, do not think that just 2 or 3 months is enough to know if you actually like it. I think no matter what you think, you should try and be very serious about a skill for at least, I know it sounds crazy, for at least a year. Give it a whole year. Fully commit to this, no matter how difficult it is, to whatever skill you want to learn. Commit to a skill that you want to learn fully for 1 year. When that 1 year has gone by, ask yourself, do I like this? Is it fun for me? Do I want to continue doing this? And if you end up by the end of the year thinking more of like how you can't wait to be over with this, then it's very obvious that you don't want to learn and you should probably stop. But if you end up realizing, because there's many people that get stuck and then like they don't really like it in the beginning or even in the middle, but at the end of the year they figure out that it actually isn't so bad, because at that point you know enough about the skill and you practiced enough to the point where you have like a foundation, so you know what you're doing, and therefore you can enjoy it more, in a sense of like, instead of just always having to think that, oh, I need to learn something and understand something. No. Now you have somewhat of an understanding, so you can also have fun with it, other than just thinking that you need to learn at it, or you need to look at it as like when you go to school and you don't want to go to school, but you just need to do it because it needs to get done. That's the most valuable thing in learning a skill, is you need to force yourself to do it for a whole year and actually be serious and fully committed to it. And if you actually do it and you end up enjoying it, you will realize that even if you end up saying to yourself you don't want to learn the skill, maybe you took something away from it. Like maybe you have something positive, but you could take away from that experience that you had, and be able to be like, maybe I should try something else similar to it, or maybe there was some parts of it that I could still do just for fun, but I don't need to look at it as if I'm learning how to sing or learning how to draw, whatever it is, what kind of skill you want to do. I think there's so much more value in trying to force yourself. It sounds weird, but again, there are many people that are very lazy and they don't actually try and commit, and they genuinely think that just doing a skill for a month, 2 months or 3 months is enough to know if you're actually good at it or if you actually want to learn it. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't care what you think. You need to actually fully commit. Literally, there are examples of people who, literally like PewDiePie himself, he started drawing. Although, again, he didn't do it as much as he could have done, but I'm just telling you this. He literally drew like 10 minutes every day for like, I think it ended up being 3 months, and he's probably still doing it now. Imagine how good he could be at drawing now if he put more time into it. Imagine how good he could be at drawing. I know that it isn't possible because of like his life circumstances, because again, he's also a father, he needs to be responsible, which is very understandable, but I'm just telling you, PewDiePie is a perfect example of like, if you just fully commit to it, no matter how little amount of time it is, no matter what it is you're doing, if you just make sure to do something, even if you're struggling, at the end, you will see some improvement, no matter how small it is, and you will actually be able to learn and get good at it, and even better, or best of all, be able to enjoy it and not look at it as only something you need to learn as a skill, as it like the same as if you had to go to school, even if you don't want to. It is so important. It is so important. Because again, there's also people who like half-ass it. So like if you half-ass it, like some days you draw and then other days you don't really draw. You draw like 1 or 2 lines. That doesn't count. You need to actually commit. That's why I'm saying you need to fully commit to this. And actually use a whole year to know if it's good enough. Because if you don't, you're wasting your time. But that's just how some things are. So guys, I want to switch stuff. I want to say something now. I am going to put my be right back screen on because I have to go to the bathroom. But I'll try to be fast. And as soon as we come back, we will try and finish Saturnalia, or whatever it's called. We should be able to finish fairly quickly, I hope, because after that we will then try and play the game called Snowbreak, which I have been trying to play different gacha games, but this is one of the few gacha games that I haven't actually opened up yet. I haven't tried playing it yet, so you're gonna get my fully honest first impression on the game, because I have already played Nikkei, I already played Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Brown Dust 2, Zenless Zone Zero. What else have I played? I've also played Honkai Star Rail. So even though those games I'm still fairly a lot like in the beginning of the game, Snowbreak is the only one of the games, anime gacha games, that I haven't played yet. So if we end up finishing this game early, Saturnalia, we will play Snowbreak afterwards. But yeah, guys, I will be right back. See you guys in a few seconds, hopefully. Also, a little notice again: if you wanna actually know how many hours you should stream as a streamer, VTuber, whatever, a minimum do between 3 to 4 hours, because if you don't, people are not gonna have enough time to actually notice that you are live. Because even if you post going live on Twitter or wherever you do, most people are not gonna notice before like there's like 1 or 2 hours left of your stream. So realistically, you should always stream of a minimum between 3 to 4 hours, but ideally it would be between 3 to 5 hours. You should stream every day at minimum. I'm not saying you have to stream every day, but I'm just saying if you want to stream and have a chance of people to actually discover you, please stream a minimum of 4 hours. 4 hours, that's the golden amount of hours you should aim for if you can. And if you can't do that, do a minimum of 3. Because if you don't do 3, a minimum of 3 at least, then you might as well not stream, because then the chance of people finding you, unless you are already a very big content creator, is pretty much non-existent. So, but yeah, guys, sadly we didn't get to play Snowbreak. But then again, I only also said maybe. So, but the next 2 streams we're gonna have is gonna be via chat. Now, I don't really have a full plan of what we're gonna do. I was thinking of playing some of the horror games, but in via chat that's come back now. But one of the biggest, if not the biggest, horror game via chat world creator is back into via chat. The guy who made like the Big Sisters and some of the other like horror games he's known for inside via chat. Yes, you heard right. He's back. He was actually, well, he wasn't banned, but VHS kept removing all his stuff. So then he had to move somewhere else, and now he's finally back somehow, and we can play all of the big worlds. In fact, the last VHS stream I did, recently, with you guys recently, we did with my friend Fropsia and her boyfriend, where we played part 1 of the Big Sisters, which is like, I'm pretty sure that is the map that the guy was popular for. So depending on whether or not I can get just at least one of them to come with me on one of the two next, at least one of the two next VODS streams. I want to really, I want them to play. I want them to be able to join me on trying to finish the Big Sisters. We might not finish it. I think that's like 3 parts or something. We will probably just finish part 2. We have already finished part 1. But who knows? I want to make it into a series where we play the horror maps, because 1, I like horror, and 2, it's one of the only type of VR games that actually makes me immersed. Because one thing is also that I don't get easily immersed. I don't know what it is, but my brain don't easily get triggered when in VR. And even if you play Phasmophobia, which many people are still scared of in VR, I play most of the time. It's not all the time you see me play in Phasmo. Up also now, I always play in virtual reality, losing my VR headset in Phasmophobia. And Phasmophobia are one of those few horror games I'm never scared in, because guess what? It's not scary. So yeah. But guys, I want to say this. Thank you so much for coming into the stream today. It was nice when we finally finished this game, even though we was kind of stuck in the end, but yet managed to finish it just like always. Doesn't matter how much stuck we are, we end up finishing it because we are responsible, independent people. I don't know. But yeah, next time we're gonna be at chat, last of the month, and who knows? Again, as I said before, I sometimes I said there might be chances where like I will always have every Friday as the day I stream. That will never go away. But I said there might be a few times where I might stream on some of the other days, but then it's not gonna be a stream that's like long or short. It's gonna be more like just whatever, laid back playing. There's not gonna be any of this like the normal way I'm doing things of like where I talk for half an hour to an hour before I play games. I'm just gonna go straight into playing. I'm gonna be chill. I'm probably not gonna be talking as much. I'm just gonna be doing whatever. It's more like just imagine you're playing games and you're recording, or like you're playing games but you're not actually like trying to be entertaining. You're just trying to vibe and have a good time, and then people can join in. I want to have that like do that a few times the days where I am not streaming on Friday. So every other day that isn't Friday, I might stream, and there is still a chance that it probably still is going to be around 7 PM, which is always where I stream. But there might also be a chance I might stream earlier than that. But I don't think that's gonna be a possibility, if I'm gonna be honest. I do think that no matter what, even if it's a day that isn't Friday where I stream, I'm probably always gonna be streaming at 7 PM. If you wanna know what time zone that is compared to yours, I have a stream schedule on Twitter, three different time zones on when I'm live. So again, you can actually see what it is. If again, time zones are different, so you might never know. But yeah. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for being on this journey with me, and where we tried to finish this game. I can finally uninstall this game now. And I can't really remember, but I think, don't push me on this, but I have a feeling that the next game, if we're not counting VR chat, because VR chat is the last 2 streams of this month is just gonna be me playing VR chat, which is gonna be nice because it's gonna be kind of like just chatting, but there's also gonna be a few mini games. But I haven't really played it. I want it to be more laid back, more like more improvising a little bit more, if that makes sense. But I think the next game that we will be playing, that isn't via chat, if we are talking about next month, because the rest of this month could be via chat. The next month, I think the next game we will be playing is actually a game that I've kind of really want to play for a long time, and that game is Assassin's Creed. Yes, Assassin's Creed. So yeah, we'll probably be playing Assassin's Creed next month. Not this month. This month will be VHS for the rest of the month. But Assassin's Creed, that's one of them we will be playing. I might have to change the skate a little bit because I haven't really updated that. I just noticed that now. I haven't updated the schedule for November. I see also. We're gonna be in November. But okay. So I'm pretty sure like the next, like the rest of this month, and the next month, and the next month again. So that basically the next 3 months, if we're counting this month, it's gonna be a mix of like Assassin's Creed 2 and VHS. That's gonna be basically it for some time. But for the rest of this month, it's just gonna be VHS. Again, if you want to actually know when, when it happens, I do have everything on Twitter posted. The stream schedule, that is. I also post the schedule in a panel under my stream. On some of the Twitch panels under my stream right now, I have the schedule 2. It's a little bit small, you might not be able to see it as clearly, but you can almost see what it is. If you also prefer following me on YouTube, I also post my schedule on YouTube, also under the community tab, if you want to see that instead. And I know that there's been a few people who are a little bit annoyed by the fact that I'm never really on live when they have time. So if you want content and I'm not on Twitch, just go follow me on TikTok on YouTube, because I literally upload shorts and TikToks every day. And I started uploading, I didn't see it say this actually, but I've started uploading small edited Twitch clips. So not TikToks, not YouTube shorts, but actual like short videos like most other YouTubers does. I started uploading that. I will be uploading that through this year every Wednesday and Sunday. And then when we get into the next year, it will be every Wednesday only. It's only because I need to actually finish. Because like, if you have noticed, all of my TikToks, I'm still a little bit behind. Because in my TikTok, or basically on my YouTube and TikTok channel, it still looks like I'm only using my old old VTuber model, or rather the model that I used before I switched over to this one. So, and that's gonna be it for a long while, by the way. But about almost halfway through next year, I will start posting Twitch clips of me looking like this. So even though I'm talking about something that is relevant now, in the future when you actually get to see this, it's always been like already been like way past that time. So like when I say something right now, it makes sense in the place of the time where the stream happened. But when the video comes out on YouTube, or whatever it is I'm talking about, it's already like way long ago since I talked about it. But yeah, so just know that I'm a little bit way too far back or far in front in terms of when I talked about something or did something, because I'm trying to catch up on I'm trying to slowly. So basically, as a VTuber and a content creator, every single person does this, by the way. It does not matter who you follow. This is something that every content creator and YouTuber, VTuber, whatever you name it, streamer does. They plan out about 1 month to 2 months in advance of what videos and live streams they should do. Meaning that what you see on YouTube is about 1 to 2 months behind of what they are already doing when live streaming. So let me give you an example. Fillion does this. Fillion has a lot of videos where you have already seen what she's doing, and when you get to the current time, that's about a month ago she did that. So I'm just saying that it is normal. But for me, I'm just a little bit more extreme because I have way too much content still left. So for me, I'm about a little over a year behind, in the sense that people who follow me on YouTube are gonna have to wait almost a year before they see this new model of me. About less than a year, not a year, but less than a year. That's because that's how far in front I am. But I'm trying to edit in a way so that hopefully I can get to a point where it's the same for me too. So it's only like 1 to 2 months in advance I've planned, which is what everyone does. And everyone should do this, by the way. Do not think that you have to plan things out on the spot every week, every month. No, you have to plan out so you have 1 to 2 months already, always in advance, planned out. Otherwise, you're gonna be stressed. You're not gonna be able to enjoy your off time because you're gonna keep thinking of things you need to do and you have nothing planned. That's what everyone does, by the way. So keep in mind, that's what you should do. Although, if you want to make something like YouTube Shorts and TikToks, you need to know that if you want to make TikToks, you should make a bunch of TikToks in advance. Don't just make enough for a week, because you can only schedule about 10 TikToks. So basically, what I'm saying is, you can only schedule up to 10 days on TikTok. So let's say you have 14 TikToks you want to put up on TikTok, but you can only schedule 10. That means you actually have to wait 4 days more to be able to post those 4 last shorts, or not shorts, TikToks, so that they can be scheduled automatically. When I say schedule, that means that when you schedule a video, that means that it automatically gets posted on that day, so you don't have to do it manually. That's what you can. So that's a little bit annoying with TikTok. I don't know why they don't give us a whole month. Because listen here, okay? YouTube, you can upload up to 2 years in advance on YouTube, by the way. Why doesn't TikTok give us at least a month? We can just like upload, like prepare or schedule. It doesn't make sense to me why they don't give us the option to be able to schedule videos. Even if they can't do a month, at least do 2 weeks, okay? Like, come on, at least do 2 weeks. It's ridiculous that we can only schedule up to 10 TikToks. We should be able to, in my opinion, I think we should be able to schedule at least a month. You should be able to schedule at least a month of videos or short form content on every platform on the internet. At minimum a month. Because that makes it so much easier for every content creator on the internet, and it's also just a bigger bonus for the platform themselves. Because then people are gonna love them more, because it's gonna make it easier for them. But again, that's just me. But guys, enough of that. I hope you guys have had a good time, and I'll see you guys again next time, next Friday, where we'll be going into some VR chat, and it's gonna be awesome. Bye!